Eric Burgess here with Music Marketing TV. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the rate knob inside of Grainferno. It's full of amazing powers. We're going to be taking a look at some of them. This is just the default sound. And I want to do cool stuff like that on top of this loop I just made. So what we're going to do is first, let's get down some interesting notes. I'm imagining longer notes probably going to work better for this, but we will see. We'll start at a straight C. We'll go C, and then we'll do a sort of a quarter note, or I guess this is a half note, up like that. So we'll have it across two measures. We'll have... And then we'll go down one. And that'll be a whole note right there. Okay, so we have this. And it's sort of like, you know, tonic, dominant, up a half step, and then down to the minor third of the scale. And then we can have one more. We'll have it do the same thing, but this time we'll have it go up, and we'll have it go up to that leading tone and pull up. And so... rhythmically, we'll call this our, we're all about the rate. We're going to call this the rate. We're going to give it black because it's going to be the dang coolest thing here. And we'll give this also called the rate. In fact, we don't need to do that. We can right click this, move it here, and now they match. Okay, and you want to assign it to a track so that when we do the automation, which we'll do right now, come up here, go to Browse Parameters, find the rate, automate that jazz, close it up. And we'll take a look just where are we at right at the very beginning of this. Okay, so first thing I want to do, let's just jazz it up a little bit with an OTT style compression. Give it some highs, give it some mids, cut out some lows. We'll leave the mix 100%, please. I think it's funny. It's like not at 100. It's so close. Just make it 100. We'll give it a little bit of verb. We'll make the time pretty short, less than 0.5 seconds. Tone, fine, mix down. See that? Okay, so let's go after the rate. Now the rate's got some capabilities. If we take a look here, the size and stuff, these are always just, they're all so tempting to touch every time. If we bring it way down. So lower is going to be like the chance for these longer notes are going to be good for a lower rate value. So let's start out there. We're going to have a lower rate value here. And then here, these, it'd be kind of cool to have it speed up over time. Yeah. And then back down to the low. And then maybe we have a double take, like one speed and then another speed or another rate. And then another pull up so that we have sort of a mirrored idea. We don't want to do too many crazy ideas all at once. What would that be? Okay, so this might be too low. There's a weird gap there. Let's have it slowly speed up instead of the double rate thing. I think this is going to sound a little more musical. And it appears like maybe this jump, maybe we move that over a little bit. That might help get it started a little bit faster. Yeah. We just need to give it a bit of a heads up. Maybe we slow down. Maybe even more and a little bit quicker. And pull up here. Okay, and then now that we have sort of these shapes picked out, we can adjust the notes a bit, mostly by octaves. Like this one down an octave, this one down an octave, maybe a good call. Oh, man. What if we have these lowered? Oh man, I'm thinking maybe instead of these like long ones, man, this might be kind of a cool idea too. And then here, okay, so these are, let's pick a value that's somewhere in this range, and we might change these notes. Now that we kind of know what we're doing here, I think tuplets could sound kind of cool if we do like third steps on the grid. And we went up. So we want these, I think we want these in 2. No. We want these in 3. Here's what we're gonna do, okay? Here's an easier way to do this without having to worry about all these dang grid lines. You put 3 notes, and then you squish them. There you go. Bam. Tuplet formed. Do 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 do. I don't know. Maybe not that. Man, what if we just had this? What if? Okay, I'm thinking even simpler. Just that. Okay, all right, now I want to experiment with the grain size. Like if we have a small grain size. Okay. We have to mess with that. We're gonna come in. We're gonna grab all of these. They're just gonna sound so cool. We're gonna grab the size ratio, the scan, and the scatter. And this is just on the default sound. It's kind of crazy all the stuff you can get out of it. So we're gonna grab this. We're going to first on the size ratio, a very small size. I think, yeah, having it bigger there and then having it come back down is kind of the shape we want. And then maybe we have an up-down thing. Okay, now scan. I'm afraid to touch this a little bit. I mean, if we just move this up. Yeah. So scan is going to provide some crazy stuff. If you're unfamiliar with it, it is basically the speed at which it goes through in a given direction. It's scanning in that way, and it spawns grains along that route. And it can lead to these really cool like texture shifts almost. So this beginning one, I think having it start like that's kind of cool. And then we're going to need to copy this because these values are going to need to probably be pretty exact. We're going to have it jump to a high scan value, and then we're going to have it go back to the value it was at. Let's just see what that sounds like. And this is basically going to give it forward movement, so we'll hear some of the sample coming through. And maybe, I don't know, we could get crazy with the scans, see how this is. Let's try, if we give it a solid rate. Holy cow, did you hear that? It's crazy noise. What the heck? Okay, okay. And then we'll let the scan drift here. Maybe we'll go forward. More. That might be too much, man. Backwards might have been the call. Let's try this. I want to time it so that it hits this at an interesting spot. Well, actually, we're going forwards now. So coming through here, experimenting with how this hits in different ways. It starts changing here. Okay, I've been listening to this gargly noise for too long. I am looking at this, and there's this relationship that happens with the particular audio you've picked. So I'm trying to time it so that the scan movement is covering interesting portions. So I'm watching this actually pretty closely as I mess with this. And I've decided at this moment, it's kind of like a fill. So I'm bringing the ratio down, but I have it high during this section. And this gives the scan more like meaning when it moves through something. It sounds more like a pitch shift than a really short grain thing that sounds almost more like a tone. And then I bring the rate way up, which gives it a essentially, it sounds like an oscillator almost that's doing a pitch shift. And at this moment, I'm scanning through and I really slow down because there's a spot that I think works really well. And it sounds like this. Yeah, that's what this is doing for us. So anyways, that's what's going on right here. It took me a while to pick these values. I want to come in now and give us something more to work with. I am kind of curious if we bring the jitter up here, will it be cool? It's a bit messy. It might be kind of as a cool sweeping effect, like to bring it in really extremely just at like these transitions. We might need more. Yeah, and with this sort of a sound, a sub-follower might honestly be the call. Let's take off some of the highs. If we give it a bunch of lows, scoop mids. And then some drive. We lose the verb here. At these moments where we have the, there's a chance to introduce texture in sort of a way I guess you normally don't get to with the shape control. This controls basically how quickly these grains come in and out, like they're the individual envelopes of them. So if we grab this, and we don't want this big all the time, just as sort of like almost as if it was a decision of an articulation of like if a musician had an instrument that made this noise, this would be an articulation option. So we're gonna go to browse parameters. We're gonna look for window shape. We're gonna grab this. We're gonna close that. And the whole notion is at these points, it'll be high, but it'll come down quite quick. Yeah, something like that. And if you look at the shape, it's very narrow and then it opens. You see that? So we want this to sort of match. This, I might get rid of the scatter here. It maybe is too much and pull this up. Then the ratio, we'll have it start heading down. Yeah, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Maybe a higher rate here, or maybe more stable. Yeah. And then this, I want these values to be the same so that they are like the same note. Okay, let's give this, it's very mono right now. The quickest way I like to throw a shape on the stereo spectrum, just give it a stereoize. It's so small. I never solved the 4K screen issue with this thing. Oh my gosh, this sounds so freaking crazy. Okay, let's grab a reverb. Let's also stick, I'm gonna put a Maximus on right before it, pull up mids and highs. What would lows be like? Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll keep this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna toss Q3 in front, or Q4 now. You know, I've had Q4 since launch, and I still accidentally say Q3 all the friggin' time. We'll make these dynamic so that they kind of respond a little bit. We don't want to like totally remove the high end. Okay, let's route the drums. I'm curious how this would sound low. I'm fine-tuning the rate. This can be a bit of a time-consuming thing to do, but it is very worth it. Gosh, it's crazy noises, man. Okay, I've been working on this a little bit and balancing it, finding a good tone, and I have changed some of the automation here to fit with the parts a little bit better. The OTT I've spent considerable time messing with. The reverb is now at the end of the chain. This is the verb I settled on. An extremely, extremely short reverb time with a mix of about 6%. If I play this for you. Yeah, there's so many little moments to polish that you can bring out. If you bring the verb way up, it's got a lot of potential because it acts like a smoothing agent because of how short it is. So anyways, these are the settings I settled on for this. Very, very, very short verb. The Maximus is pulling up pretty much everything in various amounts. And this EQ is doing a lot of interesting stuff with spectral dynamics. And I basically didn't want to make a separate sub for this because it would be kind of complicated to do. So I boosted the lows and then found some interesting scoops so that there could, in theory, be like other things, another sound perhaps going on. And this is all just like balancing nonsense. So various attempts at balancing. And then, of course, there's a stereoizer in the chain as well now. For the actual sound itself, yeah, these are still basically the only things we've really automated are the same things. And I have discovered that if you add a second note, like here it is without it. But if you add that note, you get some wild stuff. If you do an octave up, like if we do something like this, perhaps. So I might leave this alone. Honestly, this, what would that be like? Maybe just right there. Or even down an octave. I don't know. I think we might have the sweet spot already, but there's options there. But you can see how quickly you can get going just from messing with an interesting rate. I just changed the position. I did not mean to do that. I am going to undo that. Let's try out some other presets. This has been pretty heavily tailored at this point to this specific one. But you can go to different samples and try them out. So this is with this sample. Here's a different one. So the ending there doesn't quite have it, but there's a spot in there that is really freaking cool. We could go for another. That is so cool. Yeah, so we even might just change position. This is made for it. Oh my gosh. So a lot of potential though. It quickly spirals into a bunch of interesting things. And at this point, you might go through, I don't think you can undo the sample pick. So let's go back to our original. It should be. pretty similar. But yeah, that's where you start picking out individual samples and you create moments and you export those to audio and you can start to build a pretty sophisticated sounding track. And this is sort of like your engine for generating cool bass riffs and bass sounds, things like that. So it's maybe a little bit more intense than just sequencing something normally, like a beat or something. But this is how you can get some of those really, really cool rips and sounds and things. And it does take a bit to set up a chain, but once you got that chain, oh man. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of the chain, the sound, the drums? Let me know. Subscribe and hit that bell icon for future videos and have a blessed day.